Hello, welcome to today's video. Today we are setting some goals and talking about how much I hate New Year's resolutions. It's a bit of a contradiction. I'm sorry about the lighting. I do not usually film facing this way, but we're trying it out. I recently set up my bullet journal and have to fill in my goals page, so I thought I'd do that while talking to you about the fact that I think New Year's resolutions are stupid. Obviously this is all just like my opinion, and if you see me looking down a lot, it's because my cat's sitting in my lap, like just barely off camera. Oh, maybe you can see her. But yes, let's begin. Maybe you can set your goals along with me, or decide that goals are stupid, but I think setting goals is a good thing. I always set goals. I set monthly goals, I set seasonal goals, yearly goals, all different kinds of things. But I think the idea of New Year's resolutions are stupid because you're kind of told that you're meant to do things at this certain time. I set New Year's resolutions every year and they never work because maybe you make it a week, maybe you make it a month, but eventually like the hype of a new year wears off and you're left just kind of feeling like a failure, I guess. There's a lot of things that like towards the end of the year and maybe October I'll start thinking, oh, I should do that. And then I'll be like, wait for the new year, New Year's resolution. And so I miss that motivation that I had and end up failing anyway. So this year, as in 2022, was the first year that I didn't do that. In October I decided, hey, I should like do YouTube like properly, and I thought to myself, okay, in the new year I'll do it. And then I was like, well, will I? And so I just started then, and I've been doing okay. Like, I've felt really motivated and happy with what I'm doing. But yeah, I think it's tempting at the end of a year and start of a new one to want to set goals because, you know, New Year's is a time where like we are noticing very clearly the passage of time. You know, the difference between the 31st of December and the 1st of January is no different to the 13th and the 14th of June, but we kind of as a society decided it's a new year, and so we can feel ready to make change, I suppose. And I think that's a good thing. I think that like having this time to reflect on our past year and what we want moving forward is a good thing, but like I think you need to be in it for the right reasons. So when I set my goals every year, I do achievable goals and stretch goals. So basically goals and dreams. And then I do them for the year and I reevaluate them for like my life. Those big things that like I would love to do one day. So for an example, owning my own house is always one of those life goals. It used to be what I thought was like an achievable goal. I thought one day I'll own a home. I'm starting to think that maybe it's a bit of a stretch. I was going to like talk through all of my goals, but I think having eyes on what you do can make it harder to actually succeed. And like I like to go about my goals in a sustainable way. I don't want to feel like I have to do something because I said I was going to. So I'm gonna keep them to myself, but just talk about like general categories, I guess, as I go. So one of them for me every year is a reading goal. I always set a reading goal, and generally it's the same goal every year. For the past few years I've said read 50 books because it's like achievable, but it does need some attention and work. So like to read 50 books I need to actually focus on reading at least a little bit. For life goals I find it a lot harder because like I have no idea what I want out of life, and there are certain things where it's like, yeah, that would be cool, but like, is it a goal? So for example, I have been songwriting since I was like 12, so it's like a goal to say write an album, but where is that a goal and where is it a dream? I think I can write an album, but releasing an album is a different story. Okay, so maybe for 2023 I'll write an album. maybe I'll like specifically go into songwriting with the idea of creating an album. Okay. I also don't know where I stand on like having specific goals or kind of vague goals that you can work around. The idea of like, do you say exercise this many times a week or exercise more? I feel like when you're making goals, there's like a fine line to walk between like feeling good and like motivated and feeling really like bad and like being hard on yourself. And like honestly, I'm struggling with that at the moment. I honestly really hate when people ask like, what's your New Year's resolution? Like this idea that you have to have a resolution. To me, like wanting to maybe change things about your life or work on different areas shouldn't be like a thing that you do just because you're meant to, I guess. Like I feel like when you want to make a change, you should make a change, and you shouldn't make a change because people are telling you you should want to. There's got to be a better way to say that, but I also really hate when people expect my resolution to be weight-based. They're always like, oh, is your resolution to like lose some weight or to exercise more or eat better? And I'm like, just call me fat next time. Just tell me that you don't like the way I look, because that's what they're doing. And I just, it really upsets me. And there's a lot of people in my life that kind of have that attitude of like, oh, you're setting goals, one of them has to be, and they'll call it health-based, but it's not health-based. They just want me to be thinner, which is stupid because it's my body and I'll do what I damn want with it. Because like, yeah, one of my goals is to like lose a bit of weight, but not like, it's not like a visual thing. It's like lockdown happened and I put on some weight and I can physically feel that I'm not moving as much as I used to, and like my body doesn't feel as good as it used to. So yes, I want to get back to where I was, but that's not, I don't know, people act like it's this moral decision and I hate it. I just hate that people put so much focus on like that kind of stuff. I find all numbers goals quite hard. Like I have my own business and people are like, oh, do you have like a sales goal? Do you have a certain amount of money you want to make? And like, I don't even know how to set a goal like that because I have no idea what to expect. And then even like YouTube, like, do I set a number of subscribers that I want by the end of the year? Because like, I don't know what to expect there. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you my exact goals, but I'm going to, I guess, share with you my categories. So there are reading goals that I have because I like to read. I have like a songwriting goal. I have sewing goals, which is exciting. Actually, I just thought of some more. I know this sounds really cliche, but it's true, so I'm gonna say it. My goals at the moment are mostly to just like be happy. I'm not gonna get into like the depth of anything, but I spent a long time being unhappy and not really enjoying my time, let's say that. And I don't know, my biggest focus is like, how do I say that? Wanting to be alive. I wish I could say that in a happier way, but like, I can't. It is what it is kind of thing. And like, that's taken a lot of energy this year and I'm in like a really good place. And so my goal is to like stay in a good place. Which turns out takes way more effort than people expect, which is annoying. I suppose the point that I wanted to make in this video was that if New Year's resolutions don't work for you, don't do them. Don't make them just because you feel like you have to. And if at any other point in the year you feel like there's something you want to do and you're motivated to do it, don't wait for a new year to start. I think it's tempting to wait for a new month or season or year to start something new because it, you know, it feels right to start on the 1st or whatever. But if you've got motivation now, do it. Obviously, that depends on like circumstances and things, but if it's something that won't like affect other areas of your life or hurt anyone, just like go for your goals when you feel like it, you know? Like, if you decide in March that you want to read 100 books in a year, why not start then? Yes, you've missed out on a couple months, but like, you can try. At the end of the day, most of these goals don't have any consequence for not reaching their goals. The more you attempt a goal, the closer you are to actually achieving it. So like, I don't see any point not doing it when you feel motivated. Also, it's way easier to do things when you have that motivation. If we take something like NaNoWriMo, for example, write 50,000 words in a month. It's hard work, and that shows, I think, very clearly the way motivation can help something. At the start of the month, I went into it with all of the motivation in the world. I felt so ready to go, and there was a community of people ready to support me. And as the month went on, that motivation disappeared, honestly, quite quickly. And writing every day was hard. And I think part of the problem was I waited to write this story for NaNoWriMo because that's when everyone else was doing it. And so yeah, I lost motivation, but I ended up picking back up because the motivation hit again. I was following that motivation, basically chasing the dopamine, which completely changes how much effort you're willing to put into something. So basically what I'm saying is chase the dopamine. If something feels right and there's something you want to do and you can do it, just do it and don't wait for any like arbitrary like day to start. I know a lot of people start NaNoWriMo early because they're motivated, so they just go for it. People do that all the time with all kinds of goals. Anyway, I hate New Year's resolutions, but I'm all about setting goals, so maybe that makes me a hypocrite. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe this video made zero sense at all, but I guess that's all I've got. There is a cat sitting in my lap. I've set some goals for the year and my entire life, and I guess in 12 months we'll see if I achieved any of them. If you're comfortable, let me know some of your goals for the year. I think it's interesting to see what everyone thinks is important and what people want to spend their time working on, because I know most of my goals make no sense to other people. But that is all I have time for today. My cat just jumped off my bed. But that's all I've got time for today. If you liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up. I upload twice a week, so subscribe to see my other videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.